What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a arcane or the Arcway level 2 mythic, and we're just getting started here, so we'll see how this goes. Our tank is being kind of reckless with this first pull, so it's gonna be interesting. We just pulled all the mobs at the beginning of the instance, along with a tormented spirit or something like that, but we ended up surviving, so that's good. Maybe the tank knows his limitations. And before we got started, we had a pretty funny conversation about Arcane Slicer. Someone was asking if everybody knew what it was, and I thought that was pretty funny because if you've seen any of my other Arcway videos, you know I talk about it all the time. Somebody always dies to Arcane Slicer, and it's done by the Arcane Anomaly. They're Void Walker looking things, and you'll see it later on in this video or in this run. So somebody always dies to that. And it's actually pretty easy to avoid. It's just when he looks at you, you move to the side. I mean, you should have your health bars up so you can see him casting. And it's pretty easy to do. So I'm going to pull these guys in the corner. And I could have saved my Earthquake. Interrupt a Chaos Bolt. And I'm going to use my Stormkeeper just to knock out some Chain Lightnings and spread my Flame Shock. Get some ice. Do some Ice Shocks. And it looks like we got another guy back here. I think he morphed. I was going to say, I don't remember usually killing Chaos Bringer. But I think that happens when he morphs and you don't interrupt it. I hate when I'm playing a shaman and it gets all quiet all of a sudden, and I'm just standing there waiting for a lightning bolt to cast because my lava burst isn't proccing. I'm gonna throw out a stun because this is a bigger pull than you usually do. Interrupt a Chaos Bolt. And I'm pretty sure unless something goes terribly wrong, we're gonna get 3 chests on this, which would be nice. The only reason I'm really here is for a trinket. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a chromatic timer or something like that. And spread my flames along with some chain lightnings. And he's moving, so I gotta catch up. So I guess I gotta catch up. Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna throw out a stun. Try to keep the tank alive. Earth Shock. Spread some Flame Shock. And I got a proc, which is nice. So here we go. This boss is easy. You just gotta move out of the way when there's a fissure. Is this the first boss? I think this might be the first boss, so I'm gonna lust. And there's a slash, so I gotta move out of the way. There's this purple thing on the ground, so I gotta move. Another purple thing. Finally get a lava proc. Get my elemental out there. And do an earth shock. And I totally didn't do any frost shocks, which I should have. So that was a kind of waste of my Ice Fury. And I gotta move. I gotta move again. God, he's casting everything on me. Get some frost shocks out there. 4 of them. And he's down. Easy boss. So that went pretty well. Usually you do this boss last. So I guess not this time. And we're pulling some extra guys. Interrupt, chaos bolts. And I'm going to use my Stormkeeper and Chain Lightning. And of course my lava when it procs. Now spider boss. First we gotta kill all these little spiders. And they explode when they die, so it's best to let the tank pull them. And then let him take all the damage. And someone's gonna die. Maybe. Maybe not. Nobody died. That's good. Now for these spiders, it's easiest if you just stack up. And then we'll AoE all of them down. And I'm going to stun them. Give our healer a chance to catch up with the damage. And that's the way to do it. If you're going to do it, it's picture perfect the way you do this. So some lavas, ice, artifact, and do some frost shocks. Along with, and I gotta move. Instant cast lightning bolts, and I got one more frost to get off. There we go. Now I'm gonna have earth coming up, and I can use it on this ad maybe. Maybe not. I didn't get it like I wanted to. And somebody's tethered, they need to run apart. But they're not. I think they're both melee, nobody wants to give up. No one wants to move away from the boss and lower their DPS probably. That's usually what happens with melee. So I'll be the one to run away. I don't mind. Another frost shock, my artifact, and I'll do some chain lightnings to take care of the ad, and an earth shock. Now we're gonna go down this way. I like the way this dungeon is going. We're moving pretty good. Not a lot of downtime. So here's some ads. I'm gonna stun them. And interrupt if I can. And of course, as soon as I put down earthquake, he's got to move. So I'm going to chase him with earthquakes. Hopefully that'll stun the mobs at least a couple times. And I'm going to take out this guy with a lava proc and earth shock. Try to avoid those clouds. And we'll go up here to the next boss. Looks like we're gonna pull these. I hope the tank knows what he's doing because these do arcane damage, increased arcane damage taken debuff, which is pretty nasty. But it looks like we're gonna make out okay. It's not over yet. And on to the next group, I'm going to use my artifact power and arcane burst to really blast these guys away. And another group. Similar thing, Arcane Burst, and then lots of Chain Lightnings with Earth Shock. And almost done. There we go. On to the boss. And this guy puts... I gotta move. This thing chases me. And I gotta move again. This has been an interesting run. Every time I fight a boss, he casts everything on me. Do an ice. Get some ice shocks off. Frost shocks, whatever. And one last one. Now I'm going to do a jump lava burst. Try to get a lava burst off here. And another one, and my earth shock should be up any second now. There it is. And he's gonna chase me again. Over and refresh my flame shock. And try to get in range of the healer again. I don't know where he's at. It's like he's up by the boss, so. There we go. Now we gotta go through here, and we're coming up on arcane slicers. So I guess we're gonna pull all these along with this tormented spirit, and a couple of us used our interrupt at the same time, so that happens. I'm gonna use my Stormkeeper, another interrupt. And it would have been nice if we could interrupt those things from healing, but that didn't happen. Need to get some frost shocks out there. I think I can stun them. Hopefully my stun got him. I can't see because there's chat bubble in the way. Gotta interrupt that. There's an arcane slicer, and it's coming to me. And we're doing a line of sight pull. Excellent. I love that DKs can pull all the mobs together. That makes it pretty easy. I don't know what the cooldown is on that though. Arcane Anomaly. Some excellent lava procs on that. And the heal was interrupted, so it's good. Arcane Slicer. And I think I took a little bit of damage from that, I'm not sure. So I'm going to spread Flame. And hopefully get a lot of procs. You never know, it's RNG, so it's very random. Spread some more flame shocks, and I just use lava burst on a mob that doesn't even have it. And getting some procs, hell yeah. That's what I wanted to see. And we got 2 arcane anomalies, so you definitely need to look out for arcane slicer. There they are, and they're both coming for me. Oh, and he just healed the full. I don't know what happened. Oh, my silence was down. Or my interrupt. We'll do a Frost Fury. And he's down. And I'm going to save my lust for the last guy. I lust after we come back from time lock or whatever it's called. And we need to be separated here, which we were, that's good. I wasn't sure where everybody was. I wasn't paying attention. And those guys can stop running around like idiots. You just drop the thing and move. Need to get some Frost Shocks off to finish up my Ice Fury. And those guys need to move apart. Some Earth Shock. This boss is taking forever to die. Stop running around like idiots. You don't have to run, you just stand there and then move after it drops. People are funny. So it makes this game interesting, I guess. And he's down. Arcane Cling has got to be one of the easiest achievements there are. Other than that one in Blackroot Hold where you just kill the boss and ignore the ads. So I'm going to spread some Flame Shocks. And this is going to be interesting because we're all going to get debuffs that increase arcane damage taken. So I'm going to use all the earthquakes I can. And I guess I'll get a elemental blast off. It's a nice buff. Oh, and the tech's running away. And lots of rats. So earthquake. These guys, I think they put they put this plague on you. It's a disease. They're pretty easy unless it's bolstering. And we're not bolstering. It's level 2. It's not even bolstering this week. We got teeming and skitterish. So I gotta move because he's trying to consume me. There's nothing like being consumed by bile. That can't possibly feel good. Or smell good. Here's the boss, and I will lust when we come back. From whatever it's called. There's some things floating around you gotta avoid. It's another accelerating blast I could have interrupted, but I didn't. A force bomb. When they go off, you gotta jump through them. Just like that. And just back to the rotation. I'm gonna do ice. He's gonna banish us anytime now, I know it. Yeah, 50% I guess. So here we go, we gotta go down this hallway. And kill these timeless wraiths. Why did he get time locked? I'm not supposed to get time locked unless the wraith gets the cast off. And I guess we're trying to skip mobs. Maybe we're going for a best, I don't know. Stun again, that is so annoying. We're right at the boss, he's right here. So now let's do this epic rotation. And you gotta watch out for a thing he does. That it's like a channeling thing. It follows you. It hurts. And jump through them. That's probably how that guy died, that channeling thing. Whoa. Blue thing's exploding on me. Oh, there it is. And I lived. And there's 3 chests. So, pretty successful. And I don't know that anybody died. And I got a ring, which is, it's an upgrade for one of them. But I'll take care of that later. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.